Today's episode of the Cedric A. Phillips podcast is brought to you by Mythic Championship 3 in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is where I'm at right now. I tell you, the past couple of days have been pretty crazy ones. Doing rehearsal, getting ready for this, my first Mythic Championship / Pro Tour that I've ever broadcasted. Getting extremely sick over the past 2 days while being here in Las Vegas. But Friday morning at 7:43 a.m., I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling ready. And gonna put on one hell of a show for the people that are watching at home. But this is a wrestling podcast that we're doing here. And so Joe and I had to do some catch up because we were away for 4 weeks roughly, I think we were away. So we talked about plenty of different things. We caught up on Double or Nothing. We caught up on NXT TakeOver. We caught up on the shit show that is Raw and SmackDown. But the one thing that we are not able to do this week, unfortunately, is a Stomping Grounds preview. Joe and I alluded to that many times during the show. But given that I got sick and I'm in Las Vegas, we did not actually have the opportunity to record that for you guys. Apologies for that. However, we will do a review of the show next week. But for now, enjoy us catching up on a whole bunch of different things. Also, Jewel Vera, JULEVERA, at Jewel Vera Music on Twitter. You can find their stuff, as you know, on Spotify, YouTube, and a bunch of different places. For now, I got to go live in like 15 minutes. So enjoy the show, and thanks for bearing with me. All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cedric A. Phillips podcast, WWE style. I'm your host, Cedric Phillips, and I am joined by, since I know you're going to go on a riff that is so outrageous about Shane McMahon today.
Don't overhype it, man. Don't overhype it.
I think you're pretty mad.
Don't overhype it, dung boy.
Dung boy. To be fair, Shane McMahon.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Well, to be fair. To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair. To be fair.
To be fair, I'm joined by Shane McMahon's biggest fan, Mr. Joey Bags. Can we call you Squirrely Joe?
For sure, yes. I would be very happy to be.
I just thought of that right now.
Take it down about 20 to 25% there, Squirrely Joe.
For you Letterkenny fans out there, I'm just seeing this Cesaro thing right now, by the way. That's not easy. For you Letterkenny fans out there, Joey Bags has found out about Letterkenny.
I've joined the chat.
And I think you're living the dream right now.
I mean, it's really, really funny. It's a really funny show. It's one of those shows, though, that definitely, I think you said it to me before I started watching it, I'm either going to love it or hate it. Yeah. And I can definitely see why, if some people that don't like it, because
it's weird that I've known you for so long, and I was just like, there's a chance you'll think this is really dumb and just hate it.
Like, I only think things are dumb if they're just dumb and there's nothing else to them.
Okay.
But like the characters on the show are so well done, and it's kind of like that absurdist humor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I think you also said this when you were describing it to me, but I think it's worth sharing with the listeners. You can't believe somebody put this on paper.
Well, yeah, that's the part of the show that makes me laugh so much, is how do you write this show, but also it's just like you're thinking of this concept and you just can't stop laughing. Like, how do they record these episodes and not die?
I mean, I actually wonder how much of it is ad-libbed. Like,
that's a good question.
Like, how much of like this the bullshitting parts, like just the chatting, is ad-libbed. Like, they have a story that they're going to tell, but they, but they're not sure. Holy shit, by the way. Currently watching Raw, which we should mention.
Yeah, that's true.
Cesaro just neutralized Braun.
I thought Cesaro got eliminated.
I don't think I don't think so.
So I'm seeing people get pinned here. So I just watched Bob Lashley just got pinned. Cesaro may have just come back and just full blown attack.
They may have but they're all in there. They're all pinning Braun right now. Braun down.
I mean, because to be fair, I believe that I am behind.
I believe you are correct that Lashley and Cesaro inexplicably just attacked Braun. Ricochet joined them and pinned Braun.
Braun is doing his run around the ring,
Well, there's people. He was trucking people. We just forget that Braun's awesome because he was booked so terribly.
The run around the ring truck you.
I actually don't understand what's happening because Braun just got pinned and then he just literally threw Ricochet into next week.
Okay.
All right. Well, to be fair, we don't need to just do a play-by-play of Raw.
No, not really. I mean, it is a great show. Maybe we should just do an episode where we play-by-play Raw for 3 hours. What do you think?
I think people would actually really like that, but
And then, what's that commercial that you hate? Those USA shows? What's the one the most recent one?
The Rad Keys or whatever that show is called?
Yeah, that one. We could play-by-play that commercial.
Totally Rad Keys.
Oh, here comes a Bobby Lashley spear. Sure. We've been away for a couple of weeks. I've been on the road for a little while. Took a trip to Cleveland.
I was also sick the one time we actually could have recorded.
That's true. That happens. And then that is a neutralizer on Braun. Goodness. And then I took a trip to Washington D.C. to see old Tommy Ashton and some other friends out there.
You mean best in the world, Tommy Ashton?
He could be. Do you think Tommy would be better or worse wrestler than Shane?
Better, not close.
I can tell you that Tommy gives a mean, because he gave Steven one of these on Sunday. He gives a mean running headbutt.
Oh, like the Ilya Dragunov?
No, he just Steven had just gotten to the Grand Prix we were at, and Tommy just blindsided him and ran into him and gave him a huge running headbutt.
Mm-hmm.
Steven's like, dude, that actually fucking hurt. What the hell?
I mean, have you seen the Ilya Dragunov finisher?
No.
Oh yeah, that's what he does. It's called the Russian missile, and it's a running headbutt.
I mean, Steven is frail.
Yeah.
Tommy is small.
But Tommy's feisty.
He is feisty. He's very feisty. He's Justin George levels of feisty.
Yeah.
Mutual friend of the podcast. Ricochet just went flying. So you know what we have to do? We have to catch up on a lot of stuff because apparently you leave for 3 weeks and 4 pay-per-views happen or something.
Well, to be fair, there was AEW had a show in there too. So, that part of it was a big deal. There was a random takeover on a weekend where there was no regular pay-per-view. There was a Saudi Arabian blood money pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite one of the bunch.
And there was a regular pay-per-view too, I think, right?
I don't think there was a regular one.
No, because we recorded, I think, after that.
Yeah, we did the Money in the Bank. We did the Money in the Bank review and preview. There's my great speaking skills on display.
Brank is nice. I'm a huge fan of Brank.
Oh, I just saw a commercial for Chrisley Knows Best, and he knows best.
He is one of the worst. He is one of the worst humans. So let's just. I mean, we can't still start the show with no nonsense, though.
No, nonsense is key. I believe that's actually what the listeners come for. And apparently, so even though I've been gone for a very long time, I actually don't have any real nonsense stories. But you told me you have one.
Yeah. So today was what you'd call a classic, and I haven't told you this story yet, so you can react to it in real time.
Ooh, these are my favorites.
So today was what you call a classic. Joey Baggs can only run so good maneuver.
Okay.
So I woke up this morning and I went to work early like I always do. And there's an email waiting for me that says, so you guys know how the WWE started offering absurd contracts to people because they were afraid the competition was going to steal them away?
Yeah, they're just offering 5-year deals to everyone.
Well, I think I got one of those from my job where they just decided that I don't make enough money and they just adjusted my pay for fun.
So so they adjusted your pay as in you're getting paid more?
Yes, I got a $4,000 raise. Just they're like, well, in order to remain competitive with the open market, in lieu of your strong performance reviews, your pay is being adjusted.
Dude, that's fucking gas.
Yeah, so that was a good way to start the day, right?
Oh no.
So, no. There's still more run goods to come first.
Okay. I hope it doesn't all downhill from here in Newfound Glory style.
Well, it's this one's self-inflicted, so it's good.
Okay.
So I'm also in charge of. I'm also currently assigned to this project that involves a lot of consultants. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't worked at a job with consultants before, consultants are the scum of the earth, and the reason
here's what I know about consultants. They think they're the nuts, and they can charge whatever they want.
They make literal infinite, And they're sometimes they actually are good, and other times they're horrible. But the fact of the matter is, you're paying them like they make, like the guys who I'm working with make somewhere between double and triple what I make.
Okay, cool. And they do the same thing that you do?
But I'm in charge of them.
Oh, you're in charge of the consultants?
On this project, yes.
All right, keep it going.
So there's this one consultant that I've had to work with a whole bunch, and like he's actually not always remote. Like he actually comes to Cleveland and like works here sometimes.
Okay.
Like most consultants are remote. But this dude, well, let's just say he ain't it. So he's a fundamentalist Christian, first of all, with a lot of very strong beliefs, which I don't really care about your beliefs, but like if you're going to try to push them on me, no, thank you. No, thank you very much.
Wait, so he's doing this in the workplace?
Yeah, he alludes to it all the time.
Okay, he's trying to open up the conversation,
which I just refuse to engage. So I have to take this guy on a bunch of visits to various hospitals to like do some information gathering, right? You know, everyone out there has done some information gathering in their day, and but here's the problem. I've worked at my job for 10 years, and I know the ins and outs of the Cleveland Clinic pretty well. Like, and there are things that we don't need to ask them because I just know the answer. For example, which hospitals actually service pediatric patients, or which hospitals deliver babies. Okay. However, this guy refuses to just take my answers and instead feels like he has to ask every question that he thinks that he needs to answer. Okay. So he's already on my shit list. This guy's a real garbage coworker, and he's super lazy. Lazy enough, in fact, that in a preparation for a meeting, he sent out a spreadsheet that he called analysis, which had 3 words written on it. It was otherwise blank.
Okay.
He also tried to have, in a meeting with my boss, he tried to say that he completed a bunch of tasks, and when asked to show the work, he brought up, do you know what OneNote is?
Yeah, I know that program.
He brought up a OneNote with a list of 4 names on it and said, this is what I've done. Gathered these 4 names. The 4 names on the list were the actual people that are directors of the hospital, which is it's common knowledge. There's no, that didn't do anything, making a list of those names.
Okay.
So this guy's horrible, and my boss is a very smart man and also a very but he doesn't have a lot of patience for fools. So so I'm in his office during this meeting, which is a phone meeting where the guy does the thing with the OneNote, and my boss's hands are starting to shake, and he's starting to turn very red, and I could tell he's getting super mad, and I'm just trying to like diffuse the situation a little bit, you know, with a little humor. So I like mute the phone and I'm like, is this guy serious? You know, just like trying to just bring the situation down a little bit. But I could tell he's getting really mad. And at the end of the meeting, he just goes to me and he goes, you don't have to worry about this guy anymore. He's on my radar.
All right, your boss is taking care of this dude.
So today, we're supposed to have a meeting with like this whole build team, half of whom I don't know, but I'm supposed to kind of like be in charge of them now. Like I get like put into this position like late in the game. Okay. And my boss can't make the meeting, but before he comes to the meeting, he just comes to my desk and says, he says, the person's name has been designated for assignment.
Like a baseball player?
Yes.
Back to the minors?
Yeah, just literally sent to AAA. Like,
okay.
So that guy just gets fired. Like, he just gets literally canned, like, a day after his terrible meeting with my boss. My boss is not taking this guy. He just get out. Kindly.
Can I offer you a OneNote document?
Dude, the blank spreadsheet was my favorite thing I think I've gotten in a long time. Like, better make sure I attach this. A spreadsheet with the names of the 3 hospitals that we're going to be working on the top of it. That's literally what it was.
Okay.
So he gone. So I'm really having a good day, right?
Yeah, you got a raise. This doofus is out of here.
Right. So, like, I actually don't care about, like, if people aren't, like, people being mean doesn't bother me. Like, if people are arrogant, that doesn't really bother me at my job either. The only thing that really bothers me is people that are ignorant and don't try to improve.
Okay. Yeah, I feel the same way.
And this guy is that. So he's gone, so I'm excited I don't have to work with him anymore. So now we're having some other rant. I'm in a lot of meetings. So I'm in a meeting with a huge group of people, like my entire actual team. And I see that like on the agenda is like one of my other items that we're going to be having a meeting about tomorrow, right? But the thing is that the person that we're meeting with tomorrow, her name is Sarah Wolf, okay?
Ooh.
Well, in this meeting full of my entire team, I'm like, somebody asked me for a status update on the thing, and I'm like, yeah, we're meeting with the Wolf tomorrow. Just said that. That's not appropriate. You can't just call people the Wolf.
No, you probably. I mean, that seems minor, but you can't.
No, I got chastised for that.
Really?
But, oh, yeah. Dude, you can't do that in a professional setting. Like, if we were among friends, of course, and, like, we all say that kind of stuff to each other, but not in a big meeting with, like, a bunch of, like, not in a meeting with, like, the whole team, even though all of them call that person the same thing.
I think a lot of people call someone's last name Wolf the Wolf. Yeah,
because and it's not like it's not derogatory.
No, it's not. At least I don't think so.
Wolves are majestic. I actually said that in the meeting as a follow-up, by the way. When I got chastised, I'm like, well, I didn't mean it in any sort of disrespectful manner. I mean, wolves are very majestic. Which, of course,
how'd that go over?
That got some laughs. Laughs. So yeah, my day today started. It was pretty great day, but unfortunately, I decided to do a little self-inflicted wound there at the end, just to
I would consider that to be rather minor.
Yeah, but yeah, in like corporate settings, man, like that's the kind of shit that like someone could go to HR about.
That's true. Or that's what I think. So you've obviously worked in a corporate setting much more than I have, but it's like, Timmy tells Tommy, Tommy tells Tammy, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, what a bag.
All of a sudden, Joe called Sarah a hairy monster.
Yeah. You said that Sarah looks like Samoa Joe? What? No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Right now, by the way, Ricochet has Samoa Joe tried to attack Ricochet because Ricochet won this Fatal 5-Way.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw while you were telling your story was Ricochet and The Miz were like putting on a classic.
Yeah, they were rolling, it looked like.
It was really, really good. The Miz actually, secretly, I think he works really well with smaller guys.
Yeah, he does, unless that smaller guy is... Well, I'm not going to talk about Shane McMahon right now.
Shane O'Mac. We're going to save Shane. Today's episode... Actually, you know what? Hold on. Before I get to today's episode, I was expecting you to go like, I got pulled over and got a mega ticket.
No. Once in a while, dude, I have to mix in a good story once in a while.
That's true. No, today sounds like a good fucking Monday to me.
Dude, also, did you talk to your dad yesterday for Father's Day?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I got stuck flying for a while.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not great.
So I sent them a text when I got home at like 10 p.m. and I was like, hey, you're asleep, so I'm not going to call. But like...
good enough.
I didn't forget, basically.
Yeah, as long as you attempted.
Yeah, I attempted.
We took my dad breakfast. We found a secret breakfast place that's insane, that has like the amazing breakfast tacos and other stuff. And we took my dad breakfast, and we ended up spending 4 hours sitting around the round table bullshitting with my dad.
Okay.
And he's just telling like the same stories he always tells, but it never fails to amaze me to think about like, now, what growing up in a connected family must have been like. Because by the time I was born, like that era was over. Like there weren't any more, like the mafia was pretty much, we're done here. It was 1981. I was born. By that point, it was pretty much spent. My dad's just casually telling stories about being in jail.
What?
Yeah, he's just like, well, the time I got arrested and I needed $500 for bail, your aunt's husband told my mom to let me sit and rot in jail and think about what I had done. So I hated him. And then he's like,
and pretty aggressive.
And every single story has someone with a crazy nickname in it. For example, Pat the Brat or Eugene the Animal Santasuso.
Are these Carmen Sandiego villains?
I mean, Double Trouble, Double Trouble.
Yeah. Is that what we're looking at here?
How about Bruno the Wrench?
That you made that up.
Nope.
That's a Spider-Man villain. That's like Rhino and Scorpion.
Any guesses why he's called that?
He's a handyman, or he beats people up with wrenches.
It was definitely the latter. He definitely bludgeoned someone with a wrench.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course, if I saw a news headline of just like Bruno the Wrench in jail,
Bruno the Wrench in jail,
I'd be able to figure out why. Wrench
a double trouble.
What goes through someone's head that it's just like, I've had enough of this person. I'm going to get the wrench.
Wrench.
How come wrench isn't more of a foreign object in wrestling?
Apparently, my grandfather was a huge fan of the baseball bat as a foreign object.
See, baseball bat, I think, great weapon because people cower. So if I come at you with a bat, you're like, fuck. If I come with you with a wrench, I don't think you're that scared, even though you should be.
Yeah, because you're not expecting no one expects the wrench.
No, but if I'm doing like the thing right now, if I was holding a bat, I'd be tapping it in my other hand.
Yeah, immediately everyone's just like, oh shit, he's coming for me.
Yeah, even though I don't think a bat is probably a very effective weapon.
Well, we could test it if you want.
It strikes me as unwieldy, and the person will duck under it, or like when you go for your big swing, you miss a high percentage of the time. But maybe that's just me watching too many movies.
Dude, I can't wait until you see the promo on Raw where they show like just this random clip about Los Angeles.
Are they selling cities now?
I have no idea, but they're making a big point of showing this Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins thing now, so.
Oh, sure, because they're dating. Yay, good for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so wrestling talk.
Yeah, we're 20 minutes in. Let's do it.
Top 8 things that we missed while we were away is what we're going to record today. And then later this week, we're going to have a stomping ground game. Say without laughing.
I mean, are we taking 2 or not?
Yeah, so Red Green, take 2, Stomping Grounds preview.
Stomping Grounds, nice. Goblin Balloon Brigade, go.
It's literally, the image is a big ass shoe, and it looks like a Lugz or Doc Martin commercial.
Well, I mean, clearly. Also, Stomping Grounds is taking place on my birthday.
Cool. It's taking place in Tacoma, Washington, and I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. If I can't think of a better thing for my birthday than Stomping Grounds, what might be the worst pay-per-view of all time.
Lap it up, baby. Lap it up. All right, first thing we missed while we were away.
Do you know what I want for my birthday, by the way?
What?
Baron Corbin title win.
You're goddamn. Oh, dude, if he wins on your birthday, you are getting at least. I'm going to WWE shop right now, actually.
Do they even make a Baron Corbin shirt?
What kind of question is that?
I mean, yeah, you're right.
You pick the shirt.
I want the American one if there is one of those, because those are the worst shirts.
Those are tough. Those are tough shirts.
Those are hard to handle.
Let's go. Miz, get that little bumper thing out of here. Baron. I hope you know what they should sell of Baron Corbin, just the black button up. That's what
they should just sell the JCPenney shirt.
Absolutely. Oh, here we go. We got some Constable shirts, which he does not go by anymore.
Are they on sale?
No, they're not on sale, actually. Not on sale even a little bit. We got Constable. He does not have a lot of merch, actually, which doesn't surprise me since he wrestles in a black button up.
And also, who wants to buy that?
Actually, you know what I'll buy for you? I'm going to send you on Facebook. I'm going to send you a link right now.
Is there a Shane McMahon shirt that you can buy me?
Mm-mm. I know you're going to like this because I just know what you like. And I know that you were a big fan of this trio.
The Boar Horsemen?
The Baron Corbin Elimination Chamber 2019 15 by 17.
Why is this a thing?
Framed plaque with ring canvas.
Honest question. How many of these do you think they've sold?
Okay, that's a really tough question to answer. It's under triple digits for sure.
Oh, that's not even a question. Is it in single digits?
I mean, given that when I left Grand Prix Washington, D.C., someone waylaid me talking about how much they loved Baron Corbin and how he should beat Seth Rollins, there might be more BC fans out there than just me.
But if you were going to buy anything BC related, would it be that? Elimination Chamber 2019 picture of him, Bobby Lashley, and
Drewby Doo-Wop.
Oh, yeah, Drew McIntyre. I was going to say Elias, but he's the 4th member of the Boar Horsemen.
It does make me question who thought this was a good idea, and then further, who greenlit said idea.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to buy those? Those are heels. They're not beloved heels. They're just heels. Lacey Evans, I don't know about this.
This strikes me. You know what this is? This strikes me an idea of a consultant. That's what that is.
That's who came up with that idea. You're right. I'm gonna start blaming everything on WWE instead of blaming Vince. I'm gonna blame consultants.
That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna start number 1 of our top 8 non-WWE related. AEW's Double or Nothing was basically the first thing that we missed, and I've actually got the opportunity to watch the show. I enjoyed it. There were some things and gimmicks and stuff like that which I was new to that I did not know much about, but on the whole, we saw a star-making performance for MJF. We saw a lot of blood in the Rhodes match. We saw the Bucks versus Pentagon and Phoenix, and we saw Chris Jericho debut a new finishing move.
All right, on the bottom tier list of things that have happened this year in wrestling, Shane McMahon probably being number 1. The Judas effect is extremely high on the list.
It's tough. It's a tough sell on a back elbow from an overweight 47-year-old.
That pinned Kenny Omega. He kicked out of consecutive Rainmakers. The most protected move in wrestling.
Yep. Yeah, man.
And that was enough for game.
Yeah. That's tough to watch. So obviously everybody likes Chris Jericho. I still like Chris Jericho.
Same.
I like his heel character and everything he's doing.
He should be in the mid card.
And yeah, and maybe he needs to be at the top of the card to start.
Yeah, but very quickly he needs to be shuttled down.
Here's what we don't need. We don't need the Jeff Jarrett effect.
No, the fact that he's on the top of the card in both New Japan and AEW is
kind of crazy.
It's tough to take. Because we're not talking about 2000 Chris Jericho here. It's 2019, folks.
It is 2019. But okay, so he's still over.
Oh yeah, he's still over, and I still think he is over as far as he would be still definitely he's an asset to the company, no question about that. Yeah. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you the things I didn't like about Double or Nothing, and just assume I like the rest. Okay.
All right, go.
The main problem I had with the show, actually, of all weird things, was I thought the pacing of the show was messed up, and the order of matches was incorrect.
Okay.
So to me, the way that the things that I think were big mistakes were the title reveal should have been the thing right before the main event, because it was really tough to go from the Young Bucks Penta Phoenix match to a much slower Jericho Omega match,
and it was quite slow,
and not feel like it was kind of like it was boring. And the match really wasn't bad, but it was just coming off something so crazy that I don't know, it was hard to take.
No, I agreed with you because it's all about where you place the matches, right? Where that Young Bucks match was so fast and high octane and, a spot fest. And now you're going to, I'm not going to call it like some sort of technical masterpiece, but no, it was slow.
And if you're going to do what they did with Cody and Dustin, they should have just closed the show with it. It was definitely the match with the most impact. And if you ended the show with that post-match stuff, it kind of keeps people thinking about the next show, etc. So I just had some issues with some of that stuff. I think Jericho's basically gets the main event slot, it probably was in his contract or something. And
let me ask you this. Can you still have the Jericho Mega match? Let's say, where do you want? Okay, so for the big 3 matches, how would you have sequenced them?
I would have gone in order. I would have gone probably. I would have gone the Jericho match first, because if it was for the belt, it would be a different story, but it was just for the other titles. It was for the other slot in the title match, right? So I would have probably put that on first, but I probably would have put that on at 10 o'clock. Okay. And then I would have then done that match, followed directly with the Young Bucks match to get the crowd super hyped.
Okay.
Cooldown would be the title reveal, but now you could actually use Jericho in the title reveal.
Okay.
Which I think makes total sense to do that. And then, because he already has won his match, right? So you could set a promo there for Paige and Jericho to kind of go face to face. Not that I didn't think MJF was amazing in that promo, because I thought he was terrific, but I just think that, like, if you're building, which is what they're doing, I think that would have made more logical sense. And then I think you close for sure with the Rhodes with the Rhodes brothers match, because that was a level of blood and just like old school feel to it that you haven't seen in a long time. And it was, to be honest with you, I thought it was a little bit excessive, but that's me.
I felt it was really excessive, somewhat. I don't know if it's as excessive as what the Revival are wearing right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's hard not to comment on that. But I mean, to me, it was like, I don't know. It's weird, right? Because I'm watching this and I'm going like, this is a lot of blood. But I'm also looking at it and thinking like, I don't know, isn't this like how much blood Ric Flair had in his stupid blonde hair way back in the day?
100%. 100% yes. But the thing is, I think Dustin legitimately did tap a gusher.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Like he was beyond like even some of the more gruesome Flair blade jobs. He was, I mean, it was dripping and flowing all over the place. It wasn't just on him, you know?
Yeah, it was everywhere. It
was everywhere. By the way, the thing that just came on my TV was Package for James Miser.
One of your favorite commercials. I just went through Twitter and guess what I saw? A tweet by the WWE 20 seconds ago. Eric and Ivar.
Yeah, they just showed up on the screen.
Now I seriously don't think they've been on the show
since the debut.
Since the last time we did this.
Yeah, they haven't appeared. Well, that's not true. They were in the Battle Royal at the Saudi Blood Money show.
Sweet Saudi money.
Jeez, that's tough. And I believe they may have both gotten eliminated by Titus O'Neil. No, the AOP did.
Up. Okay, so my follow-up question to how you would sequence things, now that I know, is can you still debut Mr. Moxley in the Jericho Omega match and then continue the show?
I think the answer to that's still yes. And I know that's why that they did it the order that they did. I also think that subverts expectations to do that in the middle of the show, right?
Okay, instead of doing the traditional stuff?
Yeah, and also, like, again, that's you're instead of just closing the show with it, because I know it was a big deal, but like, I don't know. I just feel like you definitely still could have just done it in the middle of the show and then ended the show with what was your build for the next show, which is the Rhodes brothers fighting the Young Bucks.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm okay with the way they did it, but I would have gone a different direction. I definitely would have put the title thing right before the main event as a cool down after the crazy Young Bucks match.
Okay.
I really liked. I thought the rest of the show was terrific. It had a little something for everybody, which I really appreciate. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I knew every single Japanese women's wrestler in that match. I didn't.
There's a lot of people I didn't know.
But that's okay. Like, we're going to have the time to learn that. And I think the most important thing is I actually think this is going to work. Like, I think they're going to succeed. They have a TV deal. I believe they're going to succeed. They will be legitimate competition.
I agree with you 100%. I'm curious to see what they can do when they're on TNT that maybe you can't do when you're on USA. But I 100% agree with you because, like, I genuinely believe a lot of wrestlers are just going like, fuck this, I want out of here. I want to go with the WWE. I want to go over there.
Right. Especially, like, so if you're older, like if you're Shinsuke Nakamura, there's no reason for you to leave.
No.
This is a retirement home. It's a busy schedule, but it's not, none of the matches are hard.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you can mail it in, get a reaction with your entrance, etc. You know, there's no downside for him. But if you're a younger guy who still could, you know, has a lot of time left in his career, hell, like a Jon Moxley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot to be gained from going somewhere else. And not only that, but I mean, some of these guys are worth significant money on the open market.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I really do.
So I think we're going to see more and more of that. I think Vince is going to try to lock people up, and I think people are not going to re-sign. I really do. Like, would I be surprised if Sasha Banks didn't re-sign? Yes, I do think she will re-sign. But I think there's plenty of people who I think will leave once their contracts are up, and that'll just be par for the course. Which, of course, you know, leads us which will let us have some real competition, which usually means that WWE has to do better, which right now, I think this is the lowest the product has been for me since about 1994. So, and there's been some rough years in there, but 94 was like the last time I could remember the show being so boring.
It's been, I mean, there have been some brutal spots over the past, I mean, how long?
At least since WrestleMania this year.
Right.
But overall, I mean, it's been going for years. I mean, the last thing that really was like great was the Summer of Punk. That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some other things. I would disagree with that a little bit.
I'd say like the WrestleMania 30 build was really good.
I think some of the stuff they've done with Daniel Bryan in the interim has been good. I think Ronda Rousey related things have been good.
Yeah, they've been good, but they're not like enough to like they don't capture the zeitgeist of, you know, the public like the Punk stuff did or like the Rock and Austin did back in those days.
Sure, that's true. I mean, maybe it's arguable if you can still do that. I mean, they're trying with like what they were doing with ESPN and everything, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right. So, like, my issue with the whole ESPN thing is I don't think that's the right approach for a company that doesn't treat their show like a sport. Like, if New Japan did that stuff, I would totally I'd buy it because they treat their show like a sport. You know, wins and losses matter. You don't fight the same guy every single night. It's just a different setup. But ESPN is a weird partner for WWE because it's basically them partnering with just a scripted television show. And with minor amounts of athletics in each episode.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of wrestling.
There was an episode of SmackDown like last week or 2 weeks ago where they had 4 minutes of wrestling or whatever.
Yeah.
in the first hour and 40 minutes of the show, there was 4 minutes of wrestling.
Yeah.
And part of it was a Shane McMahon squash match against an actual jobber.
You mean your favorite? Your favorite. We're still saving Shane. Number 2, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
That sweet, excuse me, I almost died. That sweet, sweet Saudi money.
Dude.
Now look, we're not going to talk about this very much. We refuse to preview the show. We refuse to review the show, but, Bill.
Dude, look, I respect Bill for admitting what happened afterwards, but Bill, why? Why did you knock yourself out, Bill?
Why does Bill keep concussing himself?
Yeah, Bill. Why do you need to headbutt a wall? Oh my god, dude. I cannot wait until you see the Viking Raiders outfits.
Okay. Right now Daniel Bryan is monologuing and I'm sure it's very good.
Yeah, then he's actually just going to leave.
We have Bill, we have Taker. Guys, it's 2019.
And it wasn't. It was, dude. It was not just bad. It was so sad. It was like just it was so dangerous. It was sad. It was quietly like 100 degrees. Do we really need like these two guys that are combined age of 110 or whatever out there just like dying in the heat? One of them's concussed.
Let me ask you this. How bad do you want that sweet Saudi money? You know those dudes got paid at least $1 million for that match.
Bill's not coming out for less than $1 million. No question.
Right?
Yes.
So, obviously you draw a line there politically or everything else. It's just like, dude, I'm not doing this. Fuck you. But it's like,
okay, this can't be real. All right. I demand that when you get to the part where the Viking Raiders fight and then they show the crowd, there is some absurd stuff going on in this crowd, and it isn't just the thing that is obvious.
All right, I just saw the Viking Raiders come out with their headgear.
No. Did you see what Ray Rowe is wearing?
He's got some sort of hair coming off of it.
Uh-huh.
But he doesn't have hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like long blonde hair. Why?
Dude.
Why? Oh, look at these jobberinos. This is nice. These guys look tough. I like that every time we do this when we watch Raw, the Viking Raiders there's just a giant drop kick. The Viking Raiders are always just out here, whatever their name is now.
Yeah.
And they're just out here to give beats.
And then they won't be seen again until next time we record.
Yeah, which will be probably 3 weeks from now. Look, this match was horrible. If you've seen the highlights of like them botching the
jackhammer. Oh my god, the jackhammer.
Tombstone?
And the jackhammer.
Was the botch on the tombstone on Bill for not tucking?
I think, yeah, but also Taker didn't protect him. Also, Bill was concussed. Like, yeah, okay. Bill had no business being out there in that condition.
Yeah, I agree. You got to like end the match, probably.
Yeah, like there should have just been a Taker squash, and then like refund the fucking Saudis their money.
And then the choke slam.
Oh,
whoa. Okay. So I just saw Carmella and R-Truth in the audience.
But they weren't the only absurd people in that row.
Who else is in there?
There were some real crazy looking people.
Everyone giving thumbs down.
Yeah, where did those plants come from?
Uh-oh. Here come the boys. Okay, so this segues beautifully into the next thing I want to talk about. Are you enjoying the 24/7 title? Tell the truth.
Can I tell the truth?
Tell the truth.
I don't think it's that bad.
Of course it's not that bad.
So here's my only issue with it. For some reason, it only changes hands on a roll-up.
All right, that's true, actually.
And that part is stupid to me. Like, otherwise, I think it's actually been kind of entertaining. Like, it lets these guys get on TV that like don't otherwise get to, and some of them are not great wrestlers. I'm looking at Jose, Titus O'Neil. No, yeah, I mean it's kind of entertaining. It's definitely like a fun enough concept. It gets people on TV that otherwise we wouldn't get to see. And those guys are not great wrestlers, a lot of them. So getting them on TV so they can just perform, and it's an interesting motley crew of people to look at. So I don't mind it. Plus, I think R-Truth is just unreal now.
So this was made for R-Truth, right? He's
so funny, and Carmella is really great in this role. And I don't know. I think it works. I think they have something with their chemistry there, and I enjoy it. And I think it's okay. Like I'd like it a lot more if they would have real matches occasionally, or like actually guys hitting moves occasionally. But this was made for social media, and I think it's going to work out well for that.
Now remember, Vince hated this idea, and this was the thing he hated least from the USA Network. Which, one, makes you wonder what else the USA Network pitched, and two...
They were probably all great ideas. Every single one of them was probably amazing.
Right, and two, it's just like, well, you know what, this is fun, and I'm actually enjoying this, like the social media videos where I think like Jinder got pinned on an airplane.
Jinder's been heavily involved, and he's been really funny.
Yeah, Jinder's actually pretty funny, I think.
Oh yeah, he's a charismatic guy.
I don't think he wrestles well at all, as we learned during his big push, which, by the way, was 2 years ago.
I mean, look, a lot of the guys involved in this don't wrestle well. Titus O'Neil's a horrible wrestler, but he's got good comic timing. Like, I have no problem having him out there and, like, making me laugh.
How do we feel about porn stash Bob Roode, who, very quickly, Robert Roode now.
Yeah,
from
maybe
literally the top of the mountain in NXT. For a year to this.
I'm just going to say maybe he shouldn't have gone over Ricochet that time when I complained about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, just a thought. He gave Ricochet his first loss.
Seemed like they had plans for Robert Roode with the gimmick change.
They had no plans.
No, they're just porn stash.
Their plan was stash. Yeah, stash.
All right, so that was number 3. You ready for number 4? This one's a longer one. NXT TakeOver.
Just NXT TakeOver? Yeah.
Good show.
Am I the only one that likes the Shayna Baszler reign?
Okay, so I think you like it more than most people. I don't have a problem with it. I think people were disappointed that she didn't win, or that Io didn't win. Yeah, but like I didn't think that she was gonna win, because why would she win already?
Right. By the way, what they're doing with Io, I'm sure you didn't read spoilers because you avoid them pretty well.
I do avoid them.
But the stuff with Io Shirai looks like it's going to be unbelievable.
Okay.
So I'm really excited for that. I think Shayna Baszler, I think she's just amazing at her job. I mean, the fact that she was getting "you deserved it" chants after she got beat up, like what Io Shirai did should have been a heel turn.
Yeah, she just went completely crazy at the end of the match with everything she was doing.
And she lost clean.
Yeah.
She got tapped out cleanly.
quite the overreaction for a face character.
Exactly. So like, but the fact is the fans hate Shayna Baszler so much that they want her to lose so bad. But that's what makes her great, is that she finds a way to win, and she's just their rivalry is going to be pretty awesome, I think.
Maybe a double turn in the works?
I think it's possible. I think their EO definitely plays heel better than face, which is like this is the first Japanese woman they've brought over that I think that's true about. Like Asuka can do either one just fine, but I think she's better as like the badass face that you just like want to cheer for. Kairi Sane is obviously like perma face, but Io Shirai like is kind of a badass bitch, so I definitely am excited to see if they go down that path.
It would be very weird cheering for Shayna Baszler, who always is trying to choke people out and is a mega bully.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't turn Shayna, and I also don't think, I'm not 100% sure they're going to end Shayna's reign until Dakota Kai comes back.
Dude, I gotta say, I'm sorry, Dash Wilder looks really good in these white pants. He looks great back there with Dawson and Drew McIntyre in that leather jacket. Dash Wilder, not many people can rock a pair of white pants like my boy Dash can. That's all I'm saying, folks. Next topic, related to this card. How good is Matt Riddle, though?
Yeah, he's amazing, dude. That I actually probably enjoyed that match the most on the card.
I think it's the best one.
I loved I thought the main event was really good. I thought the main event was way better than the match in New York.
Ooh, I have it the other way right now, but I will admit I've only watched. Where was this one? Was this Brooklyn?
Connecticut.
This one was in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Okay, I've only watched that match between Cole and Gargano once, where I've seen the one in Brooklyn like 4 times.
Okay. The criticism of the one in New York was basically, well, the first and second fall didn't mean much, which I don't agree with that. But I just think that the match got a little too crazy with the kickouts. And I thought the match in Connecticut was just really well done. I love how much they played off of their previous encounters. I loved how much I loved the fake out call for the Undisputed Era to come out.
I did love that a lot.
I thought that was really clever and really good. And look, I'm disappointed that Johnny didn't get to have a title defense, but at the same time, like, that's what happens in NXT.
Also, he's just better. He's just better chasing.
NXT is all about the face chasing the heel.
Yeah, that's how Triple H books. We know that.
He's old school NWA booker, where like the champion is both willing to cheat, but also just a great wrestler.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I will say, so Matt Riddle going to be a megastar.
Yes.
Megastar, I think.
Yes.
And I was really this just allowed us, I think, for maybe people who may have forgotten for some reason that Roderick Strong is also incredible.
Yeah, dude, Roddy was fucking insane in that match.
Like, he's incredible at wrestling. He should never have a microphone,
and he should never be a babyface.
Yeah, dude, you remember babyface Roddy trying to be?
Do you remember his piano music?
Oh yeah, that was tough. I forgot about that, and the blue jacket.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I forgot about the piano music. Actually, it was really bad.
Yeah, it was.
It was really bad. He's right where he should be. Cocky heel, varsity villain, everything you've talked about.
Definitely, he should be Starscream in the Undisputed Era always. Like the guy who's like the other singles guy who could potentially be like usurper eventually.
Yeah, I totally agree. So next thing, Street Profits.
Dude, that was a great moment.
That was pretty good, right?
Like, for someone who dislikes Angelo Dawkins as much as I do, I was really happy for him. Like, it made me legitimately, like, smile to see a guy who's been in developmental as long as he has. I think he signed in 2009.
He's been around for a while.
Or 12. It's either 9 or 12. But either way, it's been a long time. And I don't know. It was nice to see the dude who I think everyone in the locker room likes him. And it was nice to see him get his moment. Montez Ford is unreal. That match was also just really great. I thought Kyle O'Reilly was going to die during it, but
it's unclear if he's still alive. Could be a proxy.
Somehow Bobby Fish ended up in a sling, which I think he always ends up in a sling.
Why is Bobby Fish always hurt?
I don't know, but it's not good for him because they don't. This is not going to be nice to say, but they don't need him.
He's really good, though.
I mean, are they better with him? Yes. But could the Undisputed Era replace him with somebody else and get by? Yeah, they could.
Yeah, they could. They could. Unfortunately. And I'm a big Bobby Fish fan.
I was I think the Velveteen Dream Tyler Breeze match was exactly what I expected it to be.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give some beats here.
Okay.
So I like Tyler Breeze a lot. This is me prefacing. This is me leading with don't take this the wrong way, but
yeah. This is I have black friends, but
this is classic me. Look, Tyler Breeze was working in like slow motion in this match.
Yeah, and it was a shame because I thought that like the Dream gave him a lot of the offense in the match, and like he brought all of his normal charismatic stuff to the match, but like Tyler Breeze, it reminds me of just there's always things like this that happen in wrestling, right? It's like when Lita or Trish comes back to wrestle with the current crop of women, or when Beth Phoenix did. And it's just like, man, I thought they were pretty good back like in their time, but now like they don't really measure up to like what's out there.
And do you think Tyler Breeze isn't old?
No, but he's from a different era of NXT, right?
Yeah.
And like it just like the guys that they've signed since then, the guys that they pushed towards the top of the card since then are all either like really, really, what is this?
I see. Baron Corbin's in the ring.
Well, Baron Corbin's calling for his referee, and the person he just brought out is so ridiculous.
Oh, I can't wait.
I cannot believe this is actually who they brought out. There's no way this person gets. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, I'll see it shortly.
Yeah, you will. And
it's fun that I'm on a delay, so you can like react, and then I get to see.
I mean, it's pretty funny. The amount of beats this person has taken is just comical.
Okay.
And the reason why is even more comical. But all right, so yeah, I mean, I think Tyler Breeze is from a different era of NXT. The guys that they have near the top of the card now are all like best of the indies, last 5 years. All those guys are at the top of the card, right? And outside of the Velveteen Dream, who might be the best prospect that they've had since Cena.
That's the other thing I was going to say is putting him in his return match in the ring with the Velveteen Dream is not doing Tyler Breeze any favors, because the Velveteen Dream is, like you said, I mean, he's one of the best prospects they've ever had, period. Yeah,
and he might be he's the all-time best version of the character that Tyler Breeze is trying to play.
Yes. It was tough because I wanted to be good, but it was like it was just too slow.
It was the most classic 2.5 3-star match ever.
Yeah,
because it wasn't bad. It just wasn't.
It wasn't bad. It was just there.
Right.
If that was on 2 Wednesdays from now, NXT's main event.
That would have been hot stuff.
Okay, who is this coming out here in a referee shirt?
Exactly.
Oh, is it EC? Oh boy, EC3, huh? They really. This guy looks like $1 million.
Do you know why he's being buried?
Yeah, it's like the Dean's. Wow. Well, he just got destroyed by Seth.
Yeah, he couldn't because Dean got cheered when he beat him up.
Yep.
Of course, Dean got cheered when he beat him up. They knew everyone. That was after Dean announced he was leaving. Of course, he's going to get cheered.
Well, I'll say this right now: as EC3 is getting destroyed by Seth Rollins with a chair, at least he's on TV.
I guess.
How about that? It's got to be a little something, right? On the whole, I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I thought the show was really good.
I really am just very interested to see what their plans with Matt Riddle. From what I've read, they plan to keep him in NXT for a long time, which is why he is not going to be facing Adam Cole at the next pay-per-view, and it's going to be Cole versus Gargano 3, apparently.
So I think, personally, that the two options are you keep him in NXT and just, like, polish him up as absolutely much as you can and get as much of a following of the guy as you can before you call him up, or you have him come up and defeat Brock Lesnar in his first match. Those are the options.
I like that second option a lot.
I actually think that's what they should do, is just go after it with the go after like it's the natural circle of life thing, right? Like that's how Brock came around. It's like he came in as a tour de force and beat the crap out of all the previously dominant guys.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I would like that a lot because I think Riddle has it, whatever it is. I think he has all of it.
I also think Brock would have no problem putting him over. Like,
no, I don't think so either.
Not even a little bit. I mean, Riddle was an MMA fighter. Brock respects the shit out of that kind of stuff. He does, he's not small or anything like that.
Well, that transitioned us beautifully into number 5, Mr. Bags. Beatbox
Brock, dude. Friend of the podcast, Bob Charlton, put it perfectly, and you probably won't get this because you don't watch New Japan. But for one summer, randomly, Okada just came out with these balloons.
Okay.
And he stopped wearing his traditional long pants and he started wearing tights.
Okay.
No, other way around. He stopped wearing his tights and started wearing these long pants, coming out with he had like a weird haircut, and he would just come out with like 3 balloons in his it was like he was lost. Like he forgot like who he's supposed to be, and he just started doing like this other like really weird character. That's what Beatbox Brock reminds me of.
He looks like he's actually having fun.
It is really funny, but it's not it's very strange. Also, the booking of Brock has been bizarre at best because I don't understand what he's doing.
Well, is he the dumbest person on earth? Didn't know how the Money in the Bank contract rules work and everything else? Is he just a moron?
I mean, that does fit with his character of not caring at all. But what doesn't fit is when he beat the shit out of Seth Rollins and then was like, "I'll see you Friday."
Yeah, Friday.
I'm gonna get on a plane for 12 hours to go to Saudi Arabia. Then I might cash in.
Yeah, that part I actually looked. So I'll tell you why I hated that part. They tricked me into watching the episode.
By the way, I hope you're watching right now, because if you thought it couldn't get any better for EC3, oh well.
All right, well, I've got the New Day on my screen. They covered EC3 in a blanket. And I see EC3 is laying down here. Again, he's on television, which is nice. I suppose something else is going to happen to him soon.
I cannot wait for you to see the rest of this, how long EC3 is dead for.
It's been a minute. It's got to be... I wonder how tough it is to just lay there, which is probably not very, but it is, you look stupid.
Dude, we have to mention one other thing from Saudi Blood Money we didn't talk about yet. I guess we'll save it for the Shane McMahon section.
Okay, perfect. I think the Brock one, number 5, is really short. It's actually fun for once. He's like kind of on the show somewhat regularly, even though he did not cash in on that Monday, which was really dumb. And then he went to cash in at Sweet Saudi Money and then didn't happen. So it's just like, okay, I guess. Here we go. They're lifting him up.
Mm-hmm.
Are they dragging him to the ring?
Mm-mm.
He looks like he's dead. Looks like a weekend at Burn. His head banging.
There you go. It's Weekend at Bernie's, friends.
Okay. Well, I hope he's got a good sense of humor about things.
I mean, Bob actually talked to him.
Okay.
And I'll just say that he's happy with the money he's making.
I hope so, because he's probably making a decent amount.
I'll leave the rest of it out.
All I'll say is, with regards to Mr. Ethan Carter, well, I guess it's the formula for success because we don't know what the EC3 stands for.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they made the vignette about him and a bunch of other people coming up? I'm just always going to remember that. The McMahons and everyone, they cut a promo at the beginning of Raw.
Did it work for Ricochet, I guess, is fine.
Lacey Evans, too.
Kind of.
Heavy Machinery. EC3.
Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is on the show every week at least now.
Yeah, she's not crazy anymore, though.
She's Alexa Bliss's Barn.
Yeah, which I actually weirdly kind of enjoy.
I mean, she's better looking than Alexa Bliss, so.
Wow, hot take.
I don't think it's even that hot of a take, to be honest.
Well, given how much people love Alexa Bliss, it's a pretty hot take, bro.
Yeah, I know. But
it's a pretty hot take. Okay, that's Brock. You ready for number 6?
Yeah.
A quick one here as well. WWE NXT UK.
NXT UK has been pretty sweet lately.
It's getting good.
Yeah, like now that they have like the faction the kind of faction wars style stuff going on. I enjoy that in general. And when all of the people involved are as gas as everybody, like basically, if you take the 3 top factions in NXT UK, right, which is Imperium, Gallus, and British Strong Style.
Yep.
The worst wrestler in that group is Wolfgang by a good margin. But like, there's some real gas in there.
There's some really, really good wrestlers.
All 3 guys in British Strong Style are awesome. Walter's awesome. Alexander Wolf is kind of awesome. 9 in like they're perfect Barnes. Like Bartel and Eichner.
I think Bartel and Eichner are really good wrestlers.
Oh, they're awesome wrestlers, but they're also perfect as like the tag team in a faction.
Yeah, I think they're good henchmen.
Yeah, henchmen, exactly. And then like I actually really think Joe Coffey. I've come kind of around on Joe Coffey. I think Joe Coffey's pretty.
Ooh, have a little cup of Joe.
I mean, the Bats in the Belfry or whatever, his All's Fair in Love and Bells or whatever that move is called that he does. I like him. I think he's decent.
Wait, what move are you talking about?
What's the name of his finisher? It's like all's fair for all the bells in the bell tower or something like that.
I'm looking right now. All the best for the bells.
Yeah, see, that's a crazy name, right?
That's a discus lariat.
Yeah. Like the reason why I like Joe Coffey, or at least I think I've started to come around, is I think Joe Coffey looks tough.
I would agree with that. No, he's the one that fought Pete Dunne, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and this is me like when I was like I enjoyed their match, all the other stuff, but he actually does look tough. I agree.
Like he looks like a guy who, like, if you got in a bar fight with him, it wouldn't end well.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So yeah, I mean, I'm into the NXT UK, the main event scene. So the NXT UK show is so interesting to me because it has this weird dichotomy where the top of the card is like unbelievable and the bottom of the card is like so amateur. It feels like it's like Ligero and Joseph Connors and Dave Mastiff and like none of these guys, or the Hunt. It's like a bunch of like, just, I guess, but
I don't like the Hunt is, what is the Hunt? Like, I know who that is.
It's the it's the bargain. It's the hunting experience.
Yeah, the Hunt is tough. Also, I predict Dave Mastiff never wins anything.
He's fat.
I just saw him get discus clotheslined by Coffey and get pinned, and it's like, that sounds about right.
He's really fat.
Yeah, that just sounds about right.
He's like if Otis Dozovich was somehow just a singles wrestler with no charisma.
Yeah, that's Mastiff.
That's Mastiff. Built the same way though. He's square.
Yep. Square is a good way to. Have you followed Dozovich on Instagram yet?
For a long time. Yeah, he's amazing.
Okay, good, because he's just always cooking and eating. At some point, I'm like, okay, well maybe he's just like keto, and it's like, nope. He, like 2 days ago, he just made a huge batch of pasta and ate it.
I've also watched him eat a lot of ice cream.
Yeah, he just literally is just like, I'm eating this, and I'm eating this, and I'm like, is this a gimmick? It's like, no, he just eats a lot of food.
He eats a lot and works out a lot. That's all he does.
I hope he works out a lot. I mean, it does appear as though he's in shape.
Dude, he works out a ton.
Yeah, he looks like
he's ridiculously strong.
Yeah, he just is square, like you said.
Yeah, he's hip to be square.
I'm sad that like this is one of the shows that I don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just seems like, you know, at the beginning it took a little while to get off the ground, but now they're very much off the ground with like Walter and his team and all those other factions like you mentioned. And now it just seems like it's a fucking cool show.
Yeah, I mean, plus you got guys like Jordan Devlin, you've got Travis Banks. Like the thing about NXT UK is when it first started, it felt like a lot of the same guys fighting each other, like a lot of the same gimmick, basically.
Yep.
And it was kind of cool to see them like start to develop the show around it. And I think it really works. It has its own feel to it. It's weird because the two worst shows that WWE makes, and it's by a lot, are Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, somehow.
It's not even
those
close.
Ones. Yep,
like,
I totally agree.
Like in order, in the shows that I enjoy the most, it probably is like NXT is my clear favorite. And then like 205 Live and NXT UK are both really good.
Apparently 205 Live is getting good now.
Yeah, 205 Live's been good for a while, man. Like, it's amazing because Buddy Murphy went to SmackDown. Why? Who knows? Cedric Alexander went to Raw. Also, why? So he could chase around R-Truth, I guess. But the show still, they just replaced them with other guys, and the matches have been really good.
So it's insane to me that you could have the year that Buddy Murphy had, which was like roughly a calendar year, maybe a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Move him to SmackDown, and it's just like, he gone.
I mean, Cedric Alexander was the 205, was the cruiserweight champion for like 9 months and didn't lose on TV that whole time.
And there's just nothing to do for either one of these people.
No, Cedric Alexander lost his first match on Raw.
But don't forget, they've got plenty of room for Mike Kanellis, who I've heard has actually been kind of good on the show.
New 5-year deal from Mike Kanellis.
Yep, him and the wife got 5-year deals, which
I'm actually kind of happy for them because it seemed for sure that they were on the way out. And then it was just like, nah, we just signed new deals. All right.
Look, man, get that money.
Absolutely get that money.
Get that money. I got 2 more. This one's an interesting one to me. Then we're going to save Shane O'Mac for last. Jon Moxley.
Living his best life.
He debuted at Double or Nothing to, honestly, an insane pop.
Insane pop. Really, really good brawl. Really good segment. Looks like he's having a blast.
He beat Juice Robinson for some sort of title.
Yeah, the U.S. title. Yes, he did. First match. He was the first guy to win a title in his first match in New Japan in like a super long time.
He wrestled Kaz XL, which is Big Cass, and Enzo, spelled NZO now. And what you said was like a 30-minute match.
30 minutes of Kaz versus Dean.
Which that's like actually just hard for me to wrap my head around.
How does Cass wrestle 30 minutes against anybody?
I don't know. And then he's going to be, I think he's in is it the G1 that he's in?
He's in the G1. He also wrestled a young lion on Dominion. And after he beat him, everyone assumed he was going to like continue the beatdown. And instead, he just lifted the kid up and took him in the back with him.
Okay.
And then cut a promo while he was holding the guy up, like the guy with full Weekend at Bernie's.
Okay. EC3.
And he's just holding him up, cutting a promo, and he's like, "Don't worry, kid, I'll take care of you." And like he's just been like dragging that guy around for like days.
Okay.
It's really funny. And he did declare for the G1 is outrageously stacked this year.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Because it got, it's got like a bunch of like the top New Japan guys, and then it's just like, and we brought in like Moxley, we brought in Kenta, we brought in a bunch of other dudes, and it's just like, oh, like Will Ospreay's wrestling in it, even though he's a junior. Can I just say though, and this is off topic, but I guess I just don't get it, but I don't really like Will Ospreay.
I haven't watched him enough to have an opinion.
Dude's just been like chalking up 5-star matches, but I haven't really loved any of them.
Just might not be your style, man.
You know the thing you hate about people that don't sell?
Yeah, the Young Bucks.
Ospreay's 100 times worse.
Nah, I don't like that.
You would hate it. Like his version of selling is just yelling. Like he does the like he's in Final Fight or something like that.
No, I need sell. I need the story. I need the illusion of a story. I need selling. That's just what I need for my wrestling.
His idea of telling a story is just like escalating finishers.
Nope, I hate it. I fucking hate it then.
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't think you would enjoy Will Ospreay at all. But even for me, like the Young Bucks have a place because number one, like the Young Bucks are not being pushed as the top guys in a company.
Yep.
Like they are the top tag team in a company, but that's different. And Will Ospreay, like he got to end Shingo's like 93 match winning streak. And it's just like, why? Why Will Ospreay?
He strikes me as a worse Ricochet, but like not by much if you're into that sort of thing.
He's Ricochet without any of the ability to like sell, but I actually think he's a little bit more athletic.
Oh wow, okay. Fair enough.
So yeah, he's like kind of insane. Like the stuff he can do, like the acrobatics he can do are unreal.
Okay.
But like who cares if you just don't sell at all?
I mean, I agree.
So, yeah, anyhow, the G1 stacked. Moxley's having an absolute blast. You can tell he's completely revitalized. He's wrestling all sorts of crazy places, and just like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna work a death match in there. He's just having all the fun, and it's great. I'm super happy for him because he was clearly like disenchanted with his career in WWE, and he came back in like phenomenal shape, and then they just did like the dumbest heel turn in history with him. And I'm glad that he's out there having a good time and getting to be himself.
He looks really, really, really happy. So we've obviously talked about Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, Jonathan Good for years on this podcast. And you had some severe disdain for him. And I wasn't like the biggest fan, but there was some stuff that I enjoyed, right?
Like, look, I always believed in his abilities, but he was not living up to those things.
Did we ever, and maybe it's because WWE was not allowing him to. At least that's what it appears to be, right? Did we ever think that he could be like this big of a star?
The force that's shaking the entire industry?
Yeah, like I saw him like moving, and it's just like, okay, like this dude wants to go get some work, and he'll do his thing and it'll be cool, but it's like everyone is pumped to see him everywhere and they're like really rooting for this guy to be successful, and like him debuting at Double or Nothing, like he's the tour de force. He's like, I'm the center of the truck, and I'm the center of the picture and everything else. Like, I'm the guy. I don't think I ever saw this coming for him. Maybe it's because WWE just didn't let him, sprout his wings and fly or whatever. But
spread his wings, but yeah.
Spread, thank you. Sorry. But like, I'm a little like, is this dude really that good? Like, I'm trying to think of, it's like, I already used a Jeff Jarrett reference once in the show, but it's like, Jeff Jarrett thought he was awesome and top of the card for TNA, and it's like, but really you're not though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, is that what Jon Moxley is, or is he actually like this charismatic, amazing, top of the card Rock, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk level character? I have no idea.
I mean, do you know what if I'm being honest, what I really think of him is I think he's Scott Hall, where he was a big star in WWE, but he was playing a character in WWE. And now he gets to just be himself in another company where he gets to use the fact that he was a big star in WWE. He worked his contract in full. That's one of the things I love about him. He fulfilled every single obligation asked of him. He did every single thing that they asked, and they can't be pissed at him. I mean, they might be, but they have no right to be.
No, he did. I think he went above and beyond.
Same. And he hasn't outwardly trashed the company or anything like that since he left. He just said basically he felt stifled, which I don't think that's a crazy thing to say.
No, he told the truth and didn't bash them, unlike CM Punk. But I think CM Punk, you can understand the frustration. You can also understand Moxley's frustration, but I don't think he did anything in the Talk Is Jericho interview that was just like,
no,
all right, you never get to work for the WWE again. It's just like, no, like your process and system is dog shit.
I also just feel like Punk was just basically, he was never planning on wrestling ever again.
No, I think Punk was emotional where Moxley was just like, I'm resigned to my fate and I'm finally going to be free now. So the emotional part of it was over.
And I also think there's a chance Moxley goes back there someday. I don't think it's out of the
6
question.
years from now.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometime down the road, like after just because he can make another big impact again.
Reminds me of Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, very similar in that regard, at least. But I feel like, if the WWE is truly WCW 1999 and 2000, which it fucking feels like it, I can tell you that right now. These are the kind of things that need to happen in order to like shake things back up.
Kevin Owens is just, the hair is just a lot right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's unpresentable again.
It's amazing.
He's one of those guys that like, if he's off the road for even a little while, he gets right back into decent shape. And as soon as he hits the road, he's hitting fucking apple pies at McDonald's,
His fucking beard right now is just like, it looks like it's just Santa Claus or some other. It looks like a guy, like a mountain man who just been in the mountains for years and never shaved.
Right.
He's just, I love him. I really do.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Yeah, he's pretty great. Wait a minute. I thought that Sami Zayn got eliminated from this match.
He got pinned, but I don't know what happened because I have no volume on. Uh-oh, Kevin's on the attack. He just punched Xavier for no reason. Last topic, number 8. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the money.
Please no.
Too bad, because here comes the money. Money, 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 money. I beat Roman Reigns. I beat The Miz 3 times. I can't even think of who else he's beaten recently because he never loses.
I mean, he's gotten the better of Roman every single time.
Rumor has it he's going to be the person to take the belt off of Kofi. Mr. Bags.
Dude, Baron Corbin just got abandoned by Kevin Owens. He got super kicked and left to die.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They had enough.
Right. Also, I have a theory, by the way. That actually the person I was talking to before I left GPDC when he was gushing over Baron Corbin. Here's a thought. I think here's why he was a big fan. You ready? He's like, Baron Corbin is very safe as a worker. And I actually just think that's true.
Oh, it is true, but dude, I can only see so many chin locks. By the way, Baron Corbin's challenging for the belt this weekend and he just got pinned clean.
Oh, well, of course. I'm not that surprised by that.
By the way, I think there's a reasonable chance that Brock cashes in on Kofi.
Yeah, me too.
So, just something to keep in mind.
Ooh, deep six. That's probably good for the pin, right? It always gets the W.
Yeah, that and the blue thunder bomb.
Yeah, it was a good looking deep six to his credit.
You know, we haven't talked about it all. Before I talk about Shane McMahon, it's the other terrible part about SmackDown.
What?
It should have been me.
Oh yeah, you're probably well. This was never going to go well for Dolph when it comes to you, man.
Is it going to go well for him, man? Should it be going well for him for any reason?
No.
He cut the same promo like 4 shows in a row.
Yeah. Kevin is mad that Sammy just got hit. Oh no.
Also, can we just talk about how terrible the wild card rule is?
It's horrible.
Because that'll lead us into the Shane McMahon thing, right? So, like, for some reason, they make up the wild card rule, right? But now, like, the amount of people that are allowed to do it, it's basically just there's no brand split anymore.
It's a random number.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Shane McMahon has opened the show. Like, he opened the show on like 4 straight episodes of Raw or SmackDown.
Yep. That's right.
And how many times have we seen like a Shane McMahon appreciation night?
I would say whatever the number is, that times too many.
Yeah, what are we doing? Why? Like, can I just say, it's beyond hard to take, right? Because we're not. It would be one thing if like Shane McMahon was being booked as like a buffoon who thinks super high of himself, but he actually only wins because like Drew McIntyre helps him.
Yeah, like a Bo Dallas type booking.
Yeah, but that's not what they're doing.
No, he's just winning. He
just wins. He just gets to like kick out of Superman punch and then win with like some sort of like shitty move or whatever. Sometimes Drew McIntyre does help him. Sometimes he doesn't. But, you know, Shane McMahon is 50 years old. He's bright purple. And he really can't do a whole lot. You know, if this shit was being done like Shane McMahon is a delusional heel, like in the mid card or whatever, just like, or hell, even better, if he was just he was the mouthpiece of a faction, like of Drew, Elias, and the Revival, like that would be fine. I could handle that. What I can't take is the boss's son being booked to go over the guy like Roman Reigns, who's been almost bulletproof and defeated cancer, by the way, was defeated by Shane McMahon.
It's pretty tough, right?
Dude, it's more than pretty tough. It's like David Arquette winning the world title level.
Yeah, I'm afraid to ask what the end game is here because, like, if he's actually the one that beats Kofi, it's like, oh no, why?
And like, it's not like he's really entertaining.
No, he's not really entertaining. Okay. The only thing I'll say is him making Creepy Greg do the best in the world thing.
That'd be fine. That's fine.
It makes me laugh every time.
But here's what I will say. Brandon Stroud said this, so I'm going to give him credit. Shane McMahon is like, he's basically doing the Stephanie McMahon thing now, where no matter what, it comes across like you can't get over on him, right? So if you boo him, he's getting a reaction. So everyone, so he's doing his job, right?
Yep.
If you give him complete silence, he's getting a reaction of complete silence. So he's doing his job. If you chant boring, he'll just act like you're talking about someone else, or, hey, he's getting a reaction. That's what heels are supposed to do.
So he's doing his job.
Right. So it's like the hard lock. There's nothing we can do. There's no way to voice our displeasure of Shane McMahon being on the show as much as he has been, because no matter what, it's just he's doing his job.
Oh, we have an out. Let's go, Shane. Let's go, Shane.
Is that really an out, though?
No, of course it's not an out.
No, then it's an organic face turn.
Also, it would just never happen where everyone's just like, oh yeah, the way to get him off our television is to start cheering for him. It would just never happen.
No, it will never happen. So my rant about Shane is basically just, I can't watch the show. When Shane McMahon comes on the screen, I immediately change the channel or go to bed.
He's going to show up at some point tonight, right?
And I will turn the show off as soon as that happens.
Yeah, he's going to show up at some point tonight. I just don't know when.
There's just nothing. There's nothing to like.
No, of course not.
About it.
It's just the punches are just, it's too much.
The MMA is worse.
Yeah, the MMA is, it's like insulting to the point where, like, I do think he's kind of making fun of CM Punk.
I mean, I guess, but we're going to go to this length. Like, we're going to this length, or if this entire thing is being booked as a CM Punk mock tour, like it's all about mocking CM Punk. So I'm going to be called the best in the world. We're going to literally book an entire tournament so that I can say that. And then I'm going to start doing MMA because CM Punk sucks at MMA. And I'm going to act, and I'm going to cut promos that are like, try to sound like CM Punk. It's like, first of all, CM Punk's been gone for 5 years.
He's been gone for a while.
Second of all, what's the point? Like, who are you? It's an audience of one. Classic audience of one. Like, his dad hates Phil, so he has to, they have to try to appease that.
Perhaps.
I want you to tell me something, Seth, and be honest.
Okay.
Can you tell me 3 things that are well booked in WWE right now?
Are we talking about main roster?
Yes.
Okay, because I want to clarify that because I could answer it if we weren't.
No, it's main roster only. Give me 3 things on the main roster that are that the storyline is coherent and well done. I have 1.
All right, let's think about this. First of all, who are the so the SmackDown Tag Team Champions aren't really doing anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the United States Champion? Finn?
The United States Champion is Samoa Joe, right?
Okay, so they just had a tournament for him. So I guess you could argue that maybe.
That's well booked. They literally just threw something together the Raw before the pay-per-view.
Well, they had to because Ray's hurt.
Okay.
But maybe that's stretching. But so that's not a disaster. Let's go with that.
I mean, no. Not a disaster is actually somehow worse. Because to me, that's just like bland. Like, I would rather watch a bad movie than a boring one. And I would rather have a legendarily bad meal than just like a hamburger that I'll never think about again. Like, we went out for New Year's Eve dinner that one year. Do you remember that?
I do. And
they had truffle honey.
It was bad, I think.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I remember that now.
And I certainly can't remember really bad. I can't remember if I don't remember my last meal at Applebee's or Fridays or whatever, but the point is that those were so mediocre that I'll never remember them.
Dude, I went to Red Lobster while I was in Strongsville.
Uh-huh.
Cuz I hadn't had Cheddar Bay biscuits in a decade.
Yeah, are they still good?
Nah, not really.
That sucks.
Maybe it's because I think they were new. I think it's like a new batch.
Oh boy.
Yeah, for some reason I remember them being awesome when I was a kid.
They're really salty.
Yes, they are. I took a long look at the Red Lobster menu. I ended up ordering a Caesar salad with some shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the menu and I was just like, I don't want anything on here.
It makes no sense, right? Because I know you like fish and so do I, but I've run into the same problem. There's not a lot of variety on the menu.
No. The lobster, I wouldn't be surprised it goes out of business one day, but people do get really jazzed for like whatever shrimp specials they have.
Well, yeah, when they have Shrimposium or whatever. Shrimpapalooza.
Yeah. Shrimperium.
Yeah.
Three well-booked things. Brock? Nope.
I'll give you my one so you can have that one.
All right.
My one is Bray Wyatt.
Okay, I forgot about him. I was going to say the 24/7 title.
I'll actually let you have that one.
Okay, cool. I kind of want that one. The Seth Corbin thing, do you hate that? Is that bad?
Again, I don't hate it, but it's just there. Like,
okay,
it doesn't have any, like, there's nothing behind it. And there's no real storyline other than X has pinned the champion.
Classic storyline. Kofi is in the Dolph lock.
Yeah, he is.
It was fun before that, but Dolph's back, so he's just in the lock there. I like how they just had to push Owens aside because he's like, I'm not going to sweet Saudi money, and it's like, okay, well, Dolph's here now.
Dolph's like, I'll take that money. I tried to do stand up.
Dolph's like, I'm at the top of the card now because I'll go to Saudi Arabia. Let's do this.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I should be able to think of a third one. I should. I'm struggling, which is not a good sign.
Mm-mm. Yeah, like, tell me, what's Finn Balor up to?
Nothing. Posing, jackets. Here's a question that I thought of, and I want to end the episode on this. Why did they sign Bobby Lashley? I was thinking about this like 2 days ago.
Do you want to know what I honestly think?
What? Yeah.
I honestly think they signed Bobby Lashley. Is that Eric Young? I don't know who this is.
He's on the roster still.
I literally am not sure who this is. It's a bald man. Kind of looks like Eric Young. I don't know.
Is there a giant tattoo on his back?
A giant tattoo? No, I haven't seen his back yet.
Okay.
I'm interested to see if the fact that I can't recognize the person instantly is not good.
Okay, so this is during the Heyman promo, right?
No, right after it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Finn Balor, he fought Andrade at the Saudi Blood Money and did the Demon. Why?
Yeah, I heard the match was like competitive.
Oh yeah, it's Eric Young. I was right.
Also, I know why he did the Demon. That's sweet Saudi money.
Uh-huh.
If the Saudi prince wants the Demon, you're getting the Demon.
I'm surprised they let him do the Demon. That's like religious imagery there. That could be sacrilegious.
That's actually true, but it looks cool.
I'm just gonna say it wasn't cool this time because it was like half. It was still like it wasn't cool at all. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this one time. And no offense meant to anyone who's from Saudi Arabia, but fuck Saudi Arabia.
Wow, there it is. Bang. Mic drop there for Billy Bags.
I mean, just fuck Saudi Arabia, right? They showed this thing where like all these kids were happy and stuff. And there was like these random like teenagers in like NWO shirts being super obnoxious. And all I could think about was, when Mansoor won the Battle Royal, I actually was kind of happy because I thought it was like a nice moment for them. But then they showed those kids and I'm like, you know what? No. There's nothing good about Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, this is Eric Young. What's he doing? He's like kind of bald. Seth is thinking about maybe attacking him with a chair.
I mean, watching the show on mute is outrageous because nothing makes any sense. Which is truly a sad case of like this is what the WWE is now. Because if you watch a Raw from 1999 with no sound, you can understand exactly what was happening and who hates it and who hates who.
Hold on, Eric Young's about to take a beating, isn't he? Yeah, this is just why
babyface Seth.
Why? Yeah, this is babyface Seth. I guess this doesn't make a lot of sense. Why does he keep attacking people with chairs? Is this because Brock did it to him?
I guess, and Corbin did.
Eric Young has a huge back tattoo now.
Yeah, he does.
Which just leads me to believe he's never going to get used because, like, why would they want someone out there with a giant back tattoo?
By the way, did you see what they did to Ray Rose tattoo in the video game?
Yeah. I can't remember what it says. Tommy showed it to me though.
It used to say like straight through death or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Instead, it just says eat.
That's what it is. Yeah. So Tommy mentioned this to me, and I was just like, that's probably. And this is going to work into our thing at the beginning. Some consultant came up with that, obviously, and it's just like, can you imagine? Can you imagine the person that presents that to Ray Rowe?
He goes like, we're going to change your tattoo.
You just go like, hey Ray.
Oh well, so what?
And then you show him a picture.
It's just eat,
and he just goes like,
dude.
Well,
can I just
change my name? You changed my name.
I think the saddest thing I've seen, by the way, and there's been a lot of sad things during these during Raw. The saddest thing I've seen is this commercial for "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?"
Big John,
dude, John looks so stupid. He looks so dumb.
Big Match John, who, by the way, Big Match John is like, I do not want kids, but I will host a children's television show.
Yeah, I do enjoy receiving awards from Nickelodeon.
Here's what I'll say. Maybe Big John didn't want to have kids with Nikki.
No, he just doesn't want to have kids.
Maybe it was just with Nikki. That's my hot take of the show. Also, Big John strikes me as very happy now that his entire life is not in the spotlight always with the dumb bullshit of Total Bellas. Whereas Nikki's new guy, who's some dude from Dancing with the Stars,
he loves it.
He loves it. He's lapping it up.
Yeah, he loves it. I mean, to be fair. To be fair.
Now, to be fair.
To be fair.
All right, we're done with this one?
Yeah.
All right, we're done with this one. We got a preview episode of Red Green Take 2. We got to think, can we change the name of the pay-per-view to like Carpolution Forest?
Tyga?
All right. WWE Tyga is coming up. We'll do a preview of that for you guys later this week. But we are all done for right now. Oh, wow. John in a sweater vest is tough.
See what I mean?
That is tough.
What was tough? What's tougher? John in a sweater vest and doing some weird dances and stuff? Or the fact that the theme for the last takeover was written by Godsmack?
It's still John. Also, John looks like a dad.
Yes, he looks like an old, middle-aged dad.
Like with the comb over and everything, but he's still in shape and still works out regularly in the gym in the basement of the house that he built.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, I don't understand. I mean, some people just don't want kids. It's fine. But
it's just really tough.
I think they want kids.
It's just really, really tough.
But you know what they say? To be fair.
To be fair. Are we going to... Oh, the Usos are coming out, and are they going to make people say ooh and you say so?
Are they? Well, their faces again now. Oh, right. They rap now.
Remember that?
I forgot about that. All right, I'm ending the show. I can't anymore. I have no... Oh, do you have homework?
Not for the... No, because you know what? Actually, yeah, I do have homework.
There it is.
And I've assigned it before, and I'm going to assign it again.
Okay.
I want people to go back and just pick any WCW shows from 1999 or 2000 and just watch, maybe like a couple of shows and just tell me that we're not there right now. I mean, we even have we even have the black guy champion who paid his dues as part of a tag team and finally is getting his chance to shine. They did the exact same thing in WCW with Booker T. Exact same thing.
And Booker T, once he became champion, he never lost.
Right. And then it's just insane. Some of the stuff, the roster's way too bloated, just like it was at WCW. There are divisions that don't make any sense, like the Cruiserweight division. If you go watch it, there are people getting pushed to the top of the card that no one likes. Jeff Jarrett in WCW, Baron Corbin here. It is so close to the same thing. It's stunning.
Slap nuts. Thanks.
Yeah. Don't star me off.
All right, we out. Stomping Grounds preview later this week. Enjoy the Usos. Hope you enjoyed Raw. Later.
All right, everybody. I'm about to go live doing my first Mythic Championship. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Of course, you can find the podcast on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, the podcast app. Ooh, director talking to me. I can give him a wave if he needs anything. I'm on set. I never thought this would be my life. I'm on set recording an outro to a wrestling podcast before I broadcast a Magic tournament. What a life. Let me tell you, what a life. Also, no longer will you hear me advertise my Patreon because I shut it down. I don't have time to keep up with that shit, truth be told. If you guys want to support what I'm doing, we'll find some other ways. But for now, enough support is listening to the podcast and giving feedback. We thank you for bearing with Joe and I for being away for a handful of weeks. Hopefully we caught up on everything you wanted to hear us talk about. And again, no Stopping Grounds preview, but there will be a review next week once I am back in lovely Seattle, Washington. If you're a Magic fan, I hope you watch or have watched Mythic Championship 3 from Las Vegas as I sit next to Alias V, and we're getting ready to bring you guys round number 1. Jewel Vera's taking us home, and I hope Stomping Grounds is good, but, it probably won't be. Love you guys.